And for more on LeBron James' future, we bring back CBS Sports NBA writer Bill Ryder. And Bill, you heard LeBron speaking there about his future, also his son's future in Bronny James. We know he has that player option where he's due $51 million. What is everybody telling you when it comes to what might be next for LeBron outside of L.A.?
Well, people within the Lakers organization are pretty confident that he's going to be a Laker, but there should be a caveat there. The people in Cleveland were pretty confident he was never going to leave Cleveland. The people in Miami were pretty confident he was going to stay in Miami after that first 4 years. So you just don't know, Chris. There's certainly those around the NBA who think that LeBron James would like to join Bronny and play with him. The best way to do that if Bronny joins the upcoming draft is for LeBron to opt out of that deal and go to whatever team were to draft Bronny. Now, you heard LeBron there dodge the question or maybe legitimately just say, not the time, not thinking about it. But there are some folks who think he's absolutely going to stay in Los Angeles this summer. There are some folks who think there's a chance he'd go somewhere else, which is appropriate because it feels like we never know what LeBron is doing until LeBron tells us.
That is true. And he commands so much of the narrative and creates a lot of the narrative as well with his presence and his charisma, right? But when you think about LeBron James' tenure with the Lakers, Bill, how would you characterize it so far? Because we know one in the bubble in 2020, a lot of people said that was the toughest championship, players that is, to do it. How would you characterize his tenure if it really is his last game in a Lakers uniform?
Man, it's a great question. It's always a Rorschach test. People that love LeBron say it's amazing, and people that don't like LeBron say, what a bum, he's not Jordan. The reality is that I think it's a very successful tenure. To your point, he got a championship. It counts. There's no asterisk for me, and there I don't think will be for history. You're right. There's certainly not for guys that actually played in the bubble and play in the NBA or played back then. I think it's been a really good run. You've got an NBA championship over the course of that time, reigniting. It's good that I know how to talk, Chris. Reigniting that sort of Lakers purple and gold glory, right? It had been a while since they've been competitive on the level they wanted to be. Made a conference finals last year. Obviously, they didn't do the things they wanted to do, but LeBron's at the back end of his 30s right now, not the back end of his 20s. So for me, extremely successful, maybe doesn't live up to the ridiculous standards he set by his own career, but he went to L.A., he got a title, he won a finals MVP. I think it's been a pretty good run.
He's won a championship everywhere he's gone. Every franchise has put up that Larry O'Brien trophy, and not everybody can say that who bounces around different teams. But speaking of this Lakers team, Bill, when you look at the roster construction and their contract situation with guys like D'Angelo Russell, of course, LeBron, you got Rui Hachimura, AD's going to probably be there for a while, Austin Reeves. What can they do realistically to improve this roster to make sure they get to that NBA Finals?
The answer is not very much. I mean, they have some decisions to make about D'Angelo Russell. You see that he's got that basically $19 million player option. He's almost certainly going to opt out of that and want more money and more years. It all revolves around what LeBron James decides to do. If he sticks around, this is going to basically be the team. Now, they do the way the CBA works. They do have access to basically 3 first-round picks they can trade once we get to the offseason. That wasn't true at the trade deadline. So there is a world where perhaps they could go big game hunting. Trae Young is the name that has been tossed out to me as somebody the Lakers plan to target and think they can get, according to sources in that Lakers organization. I'm also told that Donovan Mitchell is somebody that the Lakers would be interested in. Though talking to folks around the NBA, Chris, there's a sense that Mitchell might be more interested in going east than going west. We'll see what happens over the course of the summer. But barring that kind of move, and it certainly remains to be seen. Let's take Trae Young as an example. Whether the Lakers have enough to offer, I'm not sure that 3 first-round picks down the line and whatever they would give up. Is it Austin Reeves? I don't think that is enough to go get Trae Young. I think the Spurs, as an example, can offer more. So it's a really difficult position. Presuming they can't go get a big name and add a big name, the real question is, do they give D'Angelo Russell money and years? They probably do if LeBron is there. And so you're looking at a situation very similar to the Suns, where the Suns are trapped in probably a huge problem. The Lakers are trapped probably in mediocrity for the next 2 years. And you have to ask yourself, do you have a better alternative? Because you don't have a lot of flexibility if LeBron's willing to come back and you compare him with Anthony Davis and more or less roll this same team out there again.
So with all that being said, Bill, I'm going to put you on the spotlight, hot seat. What is your gut feeling about what LeBron James is going to do this offseason when it comes to staying with the Lakers or testing his options elsewhere?
Full disclosure, I've got my gut feeling wrong several times. I was sure LeBron was going to stay in Miami, and then a source told me right before that he was going to the Cavs, and I didn't believe it. I worked for a different network then and said it on TV, and they all made fun of me, and I thought, yeah, I'd make fun of me too. There's no way he's going back to Cleveland, even though I just said it on the air. And he did. So I don't know. I really don't. And it's easy to forget sometimes. People thought he might be a Knick when he went to the Heat. People were convinced, including Dwayne Wade, who was on a plane with him back from Vegas, he was going to stay in Miami. Nobody saw him going to Cleveland. And even when LeBron went to the Lakers, that wasn't the expected outcome. So a surprise is absolutely possible. Nothing would surprise me. But I think he's likely to remain a Laker. Rich Paul, who's his agent and will represent Bronny, is also a close personal friend. So I would imagine that they might be able to put, you're not supposed to do this, but there are certainly people in the NBA who think maybe that particular agent would put some pressure on teams not to draft Bronny if it's not the right spot. And there's the complicated conversation about the fact Bronny's probably not a first-round, he is not a first-round pick if his last name isn't James, if he's not LeBron James' son. So it gives some flexibility where he could end up. All of which is to say this: I think LeBron will stay a Laker, but it wouldn't surprise me if he decides to surprise all of us.
Okay, so you didn't really give us an answer. I mean, yeah,
Lakers.
Okay, Lakers.
I think he's going to be a Laker.
Okay, all right. I got you, Bill. We'll see if it comes true as the months go by. Bill Ryder, always have fun talking to you, man. And here's a look at LeBron James' all-time career ranks. In minutes, second. Points, first, no surprise there. Dimes, fourth in the NBA. All-star appearances, number one as well. And then playoff wins, number one. What does this mean? LeBron James is one hell of a player and also a winner. 4 titles to his name in the NBA. And up next, let's talk about the winners. Jamal Murray snatching the Lakers' soul once again, this time doing it to end the series. Murray, Magic, next.
Clearly, he had been very consistently effective on both ends and offensively in a rhythm again. MPJ ran into the shoulder. Can you just describe kind of what happened when you had to leave the floor and then how it felt once you eventually got back?
Yeah, I guess it was like a little stinger. I just lost function, lost feeling from like, my neck all the way to my hand. And then, I get back in the game and, I get hit again by KCP. It just made it a little worse. But obviously knowing the importance of the game, just try to get some feeling and stuff back in the hand and the back with my trainer, and then just try to come back out there and just help the team get the win.
What's the level of frustration or for you about a missed opportunity, about kind of that happening at that point and the control that you guys seem to have on it, and then to kind of battle back and see Denver hit a couple more big shots down the stretch? How do you square all of that?
Yeah, man, it's tough. It's frustrating. We put ourselves in a position to win every game in this series. Didn't pull out some wins that we feel like we should have, but tonight, just especially in the situation where I get hit in the shoulder, just tough. Just knowing, obviously I was just in a rhythm offensively, but it's an important game. You want to be out there, and it's I was just very limited with the shoulder. But still try to go out there and just, leave it on the floor for my team. But it's definitely frustrating. Just kind of been our thing all year. Seawood, Vando, Gabe. We're not making any excuses or anything like that. Denver's a hell of a team. Defending champs. It's just tough. Just going out like that.
AD, we're used to seeing you with LeBron in this setting, so many playoff games over the years and so many accomplishments, and really it's hard to separate you from him in your time as a Laker. he has a big decision to make this summer. What's going to be your role in being a friend or a teammate as he goes through that process, and what do you think you guys could do together if he does, come back to the Lakers?
Yeah, I mean, he's been in this position numerous times in his career where he had to make a decision, ultimately for himself and his family. And I'll be right there supporting him whatever he decides to do. I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, it's still fresh. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not even on his mind right now, but pretty sure he'll come talk to me, tell me what's going on before he, become public with the decision, just to keep me in the loop. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's been, a great 5 seasons with him. If he decides to come back, obviously this isn't where we want to, be. We want to be left at, losing in the first round. If he does, obviously our goal is to come back and be a championship contender. Stay healthy and give Laker Nation what they deserve. But he has a decision to make, and when that time comes, he'll inform me, inform you guys.
AD, you played a career high 76 games in the regular season. Entering tonight, you were averaging 31 and 16 regular season career high in rebounds. Your shooting percentages were right at your career best. And how much pride do you take in how many games you being able in year 12 to play career best?
Yeah, man, it's all to my trainers. Did a great job with me this summer, making sure that I'm able to stay on the floor throughout the season, making sure I'm able